I was 5 years old living with my grandparents' farm when I watched Tarzan. And on the farm I had an opportunity to interact with some animals right then to work out my ideas. The animals I worked out with first was pollywogs and pigs. The pollywogs, there were seemed like a million of them in the pond. I could catch them, but then I'd let them go. I have good feelings for pollywogs. I don't want to hurt them or trap them. And the pigs, I would climb over the fence and feed them every day. I find later that just because I have good feelings towards animals doesn't mean I could always save them. For instance, there was a time when they were going to kill the pigs. I sold every knife in existence and hid it. But my aunt tricked me. After they went away, giving up killing the pigs, she said, "What a clever boy. Where did you put them?" And they came back and got the knives. Let's fast forward to now. I'm in Florida, and the animals I interact with today. Pollywogs turn into frogs. Around my house, there's some frogs. Sticky frogs. You know, there's the hoppy frogs, they can only hop, and there's the sticky frogs that can go up. We turn on the light, the insects come to where the light is, the frogs wait for the insects. Sometimes when we open the door, a frog hops in the house. I have good feelings, like I released them when they were baby pollywogs. I want to save this frog, it's in my house. So I try and get a broom and direct him out the door. But the frog thinks that he knows better than me. And he scoots away. And I say, "There is only sorrow and death down that hallway. Come this way." But he wouldn't listen. 2 days ago, my son comes to me and said, "I found a dried up frog in there." Same thing happens with lizards when I get in the house. They don't listen to me. I say, this way, just go out the door." They don't. But I think a more interesting thing is a smaller animal, an ant. The ants outside, I cut the grass every week. There's a little hill, so every week I cut the top of it off. Forever. They never learn. They never say, "Hey, the guy's cutting the grass again, let's go down." They never do. And they never try and attack you. "He's coming again, let's go bite him." They never do that either. They just do the same thing forever. I cut the top off. Millions of them come out. In another part of the yard, some of them bite me. And they're saying, "Don't you ever come back or we'll bite you again." But they don't understand the consequences of what they did. Weeks later, there were no living ants in my yard at all. Tarzan couldn't talk to all the animals. For instance, the alligator or the crocodile, sometimes you would see it with its nose pointed towards Jane when she was in the water. Tail was just flipping back and forth. Crocodile getting closer. Tarzan said, "Go eat something else." You didn't listen. Tarzan had to admit he couldn't reason with this crocodile or alligator, wherever it was. So he dove in, grabbed it, swirled around and around in the water. "Can you please eat something else?" He wouldn't listen. He had to take his knife and just gut him in the water, let him bleed out. Not every animal listens. So, with the ants. Inside, I met two new kinds of ants I've never seen in my life. I've named them. First ants were the prophecy ants. I would see these ants on my counter in the bathroom. Light brown, never saw them before. And I wondered, "Why are you here?" I said, "Why are you here? There's nothing to eat. There's water all over the place. Why are you here?" I don't know. I have to kill them. I treat them like crocodiles. I'm sorry. But every day, for 3 days, they're there. And then once I do something unusual, I put a glass of a drink there at night and leave it. And the next morning, there's those ants eating the stuff. That's why they're there. But how did they know 3 days before that that's where I was going to put it? I don't know. They were prophecy ants. Next is the ninja ants. Same bathroom. The ants would come in. These are black ants. They're different. The ninja ants, because they don't go straight. They go like 3 to 5 inches and go in another direction. They keep doing that all the time. They never go straight. And another unusual thing, me, who must be as big as an Empire State Building to them, when I go to try and put my finger on them, they move. They keep moving. I said, "There's nothing in here for you. Just go away. Go away." They don't care. They still keep coming and bugging me. What do? So I fill up a little bottle with Clorox because I can get them. And so for weeks, if not a month, they still keep coming. I figure if I kill 20 of them every day, eventually there won't be any left. But they keep coming. For some reason, they come to my sink. And you know that hole that you go down? I didn't know it, but they went down there. And they stayed there. And one day when I was spraying, a little bit of the Clorox dripped there, and I guess it got them all upset, and they all came up. It's like a million ants coming up making a hill. I think, oh, I don't have enough Clorox. So I put some more in it, and screw it on, and when they all get out, I squirt them. And believe me, there must be 1,000 of them, and they all die. And I never saw one since, because I saw them carry 2 big eggs or something. Maybe the queen got them all. I never saw them again. But these are funny ants. Did you ever see an ant that goes a few inches and just keeps moving? And that if you try and get them, they know it and they move out of the way. They escape. So there's my ant thing. Some animals can listen better. And we all know what they are, I think. I've had a lot of luck with my dog, Rocky. And I think I was able to train him far beyond most dogs. Let me tell you 2 tricks. They're not tricks. They're just, if you're going to live with me, you got to be able to do these things. I taught him, excuse me. Excuse me means I need to go where you're at. He's fine-tuned this, that he doesn't have to put a lot of effort into it. He could just pick his head up. I could walk by and put his head back down. And when I come back, I say, excuse me, and he does it again. And there's another thing which I think is even more rare. Scoop. Anybody can get their dog to come. If you can't get your dog to come, you might have a cat. But to have a dog lead is something different. And I use this when he's in the kitchen. Like, you know how they say there's the oven, the refrigerator, and the sink? He's right in the middle.
Of course.
And sometimes he's just in the way. So I say, scoot! And he knows what that means, and he goes away. So it's not an excuse me, like I gotta say it 1,000 times. I just say scoot and he moves over. So at least I did it with a dog. So I'm not as good as Tarzan in speaking to lots of animals. I realize that some animals can't be negotiated with. It was good for Tarzan to know this because when he saved Jane from the crocodiles and alligators, she liked him a lot more. Just like my wife liked me once. I was sleeping in bed, and then all of a sudden she screamed, "Ah!" I levitate 3 feet. When I bounce off the bed, she says, "There's a frog on the shelf." Using my Tarzan wisdom, I know what the frog wants, and it doesn't want to be here. So I watch the frog, give me a bowl with the top. So the frog's on the shelf, I get the bowl, bring it where I think it's going to jump, and then I come behind it to scare it, and it jumps right in the bowl, and I catch it, put it outside. So sometimes I have good things, sometimes, you know, there's ants. And those darn frogs and lizards don't listen. That's what I found. But I'm going to keep trying and see if I can do better like Tarzan. Thank you.